And we are live. Hi, everyone who's here already. My name is Sasha. I'm Events and Partnership Manager at Beetroot, and I'm going to be your host today. So, before we start, and while we are waiting for others to join, let's do a quick warm up. So, please write in the comment section in YouTube where are you from and the one word that describes your mood the best, your current mood. While you're doing that, I just want to say that we have a short delay between live broadcasting and real life time. So I'm going to ask our wonderful speakers first. I'm going to introduce them a bit later. But yes, Nikita and Nikita, what are the one word that describes your mood the best?
Yeah, let's figure out, the naming first. Yeah, it would be better if you call me Nick and you can call him Mikita. So yeah, this is the way basically, to figure out who's who. I can start. Uh, I'm feeling like Friday today. Well, even though it's Thursday, but I'm feeling like Friday. What about you, Mikita?
Nice. I feel like an orange. I mean, a bit sour, but still full of energy and so on. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
That's interesting. You guys are really creative. So yes, guys who are already joined us here, you can just write one word in the comment section, any kind of word that describes your mood or where are you from, where are you joining us here today. That's while we are waiting for others to join. Because today we've got a webinar that's called How to Choose a Tech Vendor for Your Health Tech Project and two wonderful speakers. Yes, so I'm going to introduce them a bit later. I see a few words. Yes, we've got someone from Berlin, from Kyiv as well. Oh, that's great. Krakow, nice. What about you guys, by the way, Nikita and Mikita? Where are you from right now?
Currently based in Sofia, Bulgaria, sunny Bulgaria.
Yeah, and I'm currently based in Spain, on Costa Blanca.
Even more
That's
sunny
so.
than Bulgaria, I guess.
No, yeah.
Well, that's interesting. We have a full coverage here almost. I see that the people are joining slowly, but joining still. So I guess we can slowly move forward. Yes. So I welcome you officially. I'm starting this event and I welcome you at our today's webinar that called How to Choose a Tech Vendor for Your Health Tech Project. And a few words before we start. So this event is organized by Beetroot, and at Beetroot we are dedicated to working with impactful industries. Yes, Beetroot, Nikita's showing his t-shirt right now. Yeah, and that's why we think it's essential to share our experiences to make this industry even more impactful. And for the next hour, we'll be discussing the valuable criteria for choosing a health tech vendor in health tech industry, common pitfalls to avoid, and of course, we'll listen in interesting stories from a real life experience of our speakers. And we prepared a small bonus for you that we'll share at the end of our lecture, so just stay tuned. Yes, and about for this experience to be the smoothest the possible, I encourage you to be as active as possible because at the end we'll have a Q&A session. So write your comments, like this event, and be active so you could gain the most out of it. And I guess that's it for the intro part. I'm gonna give the mic to our speakers. And our speaker today is Nick Tikhomirov and Nikita Tkachov. I welcome you on the stage. And yes, guys, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you very much for this warm up. And yeah, hi everyone. I'm Nick Tikhomirov, and I'm heading business development effort for Beetroot in Europe, Israel, and the UK.
And I'm Nikita. I'm running Beetroot's delivery team, and today we'll guide you through the essentials of vendor selection for your health tech projects.
Yeah, I mean, with basically Beetroot being chosen by, I would say, more than 30, different health tech startups, scale-ups, companies. I mean, with Mikita and I, we've participated in the, most of those engagements. So yeah, we're not really like health stack experts, but we can, we know a lot about, a vendor selection process, about like what are the priorities for, health tech products at the different stages of their development, and how this, rocky path basically, goes to, the right vendor at the end of the day. So yeah.
Basically, we'll provide a general overview since covering everything in detail will take way too long. Let's start by understanding where you are with your product. And out of there, we'll be able to highlight possible outsourcing routes for your company.
Stage of development is, pretty important. I mean, to understand in order to, figure out what is going to be the best route for you to choose in outsourcing or, partner up with some vendor. So yeah, we have such stages that we basically, line them in this slide. So you can see ideation, MVP development, post MVP, and scaling up quickly on them. So we have ideation where you just have the idea of what kind of a product you would like to bring up. You might not have designs or some development roadmap, but you have a pretty solid idea of what you would like to bring up. We're going to start with like more of a general stuff first, and then we will go to more specific cases with health tech startups that we had in the past. For the second one, the MVP development is something that you have already figured out your POC, proof of concept, and you have some wireframes, designs, and you're pretty much well equipped for starting up the development phase. And then we have like post MVP when you're running like a commercial product, and you're looking for the phase 2 and 3 of the development of your product. And then scale ups, basically companies who are looking to scale their product. They're probably well known in the industry and the market, and they're looking to grow. Mikita, on the routes.
Yeah, regardless of the stage, the routes are for you that are available. That's in-house development, where basically you're hiring directly or growing your talents by your own. Freelancing using different platforms, or also finding contractors worldwide, depending on the location, your budget, and so on. Also hiring team with partners or different outsourcing and outstaffing vendors, or delegating projects to partners or parts of the projects, or some pieces of functionality or whatever. But the idea is into transferring that to a vendor as well.
So now we can just quickly combine those stages of development of your project startup, and the potential routes that you can hit with outsourcing companies, vendors, partners. So for the ideation and MVP development, pretty much we can go with the in-house team that you specifically hired for bringing up the technical part of the project, or you can basically hire some outsourcing project team to help you develop that. So that's applicable for ideation and MVP. It could be discovery phase involving experts from third parties who would help you elaborate the idea, come up with a technical spec, development roadmap that you're going to hit with your MVP, and etc. For the post MVP and commercial phase, it's pretty much any route is possible, and you can even combine all of them. So you say you have in-house team, you hire some freelancers for peripheral tasks, and you work with vendors, both scaling your technical team or extending it, or you just delegate some projects or some milestones, or some even like your website development to your partners. And for scale ups, it's pretty much like for post MVP stage, but with a tiny remark regarding the freelance. I mean, freelance is not really suitable for freelance model is not very suitable for scaling up your team. So we would ditch it for scale ups and focus on the in-house project-based development and team extensions. So it's also important to give a heads up about the situation when you lack some in-house tech expertise. Team extensions and team augmentations might not be the best options for you, because there is still going to be a bit of a technical responsibility gap for driving the tech development, where in the team extension setup, your vendor wouldn't be able to take this responsibility, unlike in the case you basically delegate a project to them. So we can basically, go ahead and explore the cases that we had in the past. We basically prepared a few of them, just in order to give a better understanding of how do we see the vendor selection criteria based on our experience. So Mikita, you can start.
Yeah, so the first case is about an Indian health tech startup that is focused on chronic disease management, and they've used Clutch to find a vendor. They needed to scale their teams pretty fast, so they looked for vendors in specific geography with sensible rates and limiting their search for mid to big size companies from 500 to 1,000 employees that could provide vetted and relevant candidates who can start immediately. And that's usually quite a sensitive thing, because in the current economy, most of the companies are not keeping the huge bench and they will go for hiring. So that's something you should care about when you're looking to scale fast. So they had all of the required tech knowledge on their end and just tested which of the three shortlisted vendors provided the best bandwidth. Their management team didn't require a vendor to have health tech competency in particular.
So yeah, I mean, even though they're like a health tech startup, they still didn't require any sort of health tech expertise on the vendor side. So their priority was pretty clear. I mean, they wanted a company that could provide them with a versatile vetting process of the candidates that they put forward, and given them the bandwidth in order to sustainably scale their technical team. So yeah, that's pretty much the case, and not necessarily when a health tech startup is selecting like a health tech oriented vendor, and they're prioritizing their health tech expertise. But this is definitely nice to have, even in this particular case that we have described. The second one would be about a UK-based provider of personal alarms for the elderly people needing, and this company was particularly looking for a domain expertise in health tech when they were looking for a vendor. So they went to the market, yeah, they just got a few references from their colleagues from the network, And yeah, they shortlisted like a couple of companies, and they particularly prioritized the following criteria. So they were really looking for a company that has been working with startups that are similar to them. I mean, in terms of a product development, potentially their competitors, but not in a specific geography, of course. And a vendor that had been developing some, R&D health tech projects, or they had some, boilerplates that could help them potentially reduce the time to market and basically integrate some ready to use components by a vendor who knows what they're doing in a specific niche.
Yeah, so basically, vendors' domain expertise is crucial when you need to shorten time to market by utilizing their knowledge and possibly boilerplates that they've developed in the past. Of course, taking a look at the IP, whether it was shared before with someone or not, where it is used, and so on.
Yeah.
The next one, a vendor with hundreds of developers likely has engineers with special needs, which can be beneficial for developing inclusive products. Look for vendors with such experiences in their portfolios.
Commitment to inclusivity is very important when you have like a health tech product that involves some sort of a development of a functionality that requires a very good knowledge of of people with special needs. And therefore, like if you're looking for a vendor like that who can exchange this expertise with you, you would probably look at some big companies, and they definitely should have developers with special needs. And you can ask them, I mean, how do you work with those folks? Do you involve them in your R&D projects? I mean, do you use the insights that they can share both from special needs and coding perspective at the same time? I mean, this is a very valuable source of information, and that's really helps a lot when you're working with a vendor like that that can utilize these resources. So then we go to sustainability topic. This is pretty much also a point not really about looking for specifically health tech developer for your health tech product, but rather bonding on some social mission, some sustainability commitment, especially at the different angles. So we look at sustainability at economical, social, and environmental perspectives. And of course, we implement some of the sustainability practices in our development approaches. So with the one Swedish startup focused on holistic care, we really shared our values in terms of the sustainability commitment, and that's really helped the engagement go a long way.
Yeah, and sustainability in development is also important. And it's not about green coding approaches or CO2 emissions, but it's about the overall approach to bringing up sustainable solutions and thinking about the future. And by sharing that with your potential vendor, if you both really care about the world, it could grow into something bigger, of course. So you can check that pretty simple. Simply just ask where your vendor sees themselves in 6 to 12 months or years if you partner up. Yeah. And the next case, we worked with a Swiss nonprofit fighting AIDS and hepatitis C and tuberculosis company current design, web app, website, and mobile apps. Having a vendor that can meet multiple needs can be more convenient than working with several different ones because of the different communication points and possibilities to lose information in between. But I think Nick will cover more about the reasonings for that.
Yeah, well, basically, a vendor with multidisciplinary teams, well, it's definitely convenient because, I mean, they can eventually become a one-stop shop for you. So you don't bother about, finding some other guys to bring up your website. You work with some other geography for, for the mobile development and stuff. And yeah, that, puts some weight on your shoulders in terms of managing and juggling with all of those remote resources. But yeah, at the same time, you should really be cautious maybe about different projects that you have with a single vendor, because I mean, if they have built a very good team extension project together with you, that doesn't mean that the website project is going to be that brilliant. So treat them as different projects still. So yeah, by sanity checking it all the time whenever you're jumping into new engagements, even the same vendor, should go a long way. Then we have expert engagement. This is probably one of my favorite cases, a precision medicine intelligence company that leverages AI to interpret genetic data. Very sophisticated health tech product. So they, initially wanted, to scale up, their existing tech team with the, with the partner. And initially they were just, hiring, successfully hiring developers, ramping up a team, scaling it up fast. And in the middle of the way, there was a bit of an issue or a bottleneck with with some non-conventional roles for tech companies that they were, struggling to fill in their in-house team. And they haven't been really thinking about, hiring those folks with their partner, because I mean they had that partner only for the engineering roles, and it so happened that there were like a few conversations about that, and boom, like the company hired a geneticist with an outsourcing company, the same company that they've been hiring an engineers before that, and they have been really struggling with hiring geneticists in the in-house team. So yeah, you can really check for the vendor capabilities, to hire or involve subject matter experts to help you streamline the project development process, because I mean they can sometimes do even more than you think. So check for that.
Yeah, that's true. Like expert engagement is vital, especially in health tech. It could be not only geneticists, like in our case, but different personnel. And especially before the COVID times, when everybody had been sitting in the same room, that was a huge boost. But like, I mean, still that's doable even online. And that's a good path for having budget-friendly expert that works closely with the developers. So yeah, see if your vendor is capable of involving subject matter experts, not only developers. And we're coming to the next case. Ensure your vendor can go beyond engineering with capabilities in business analysis, project management, product ownership, and delivery management. That will show the comprehensive understanding that boosts collaboration efficiency overall, and that also shifts the idea of a company having a product mindset within the whole organization rather than service mindset. Yeah, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you wouldn't really expect your vendor that you work with, like a third-party company that you outsource projects to, that they would, be as excited as you about your product, but if they, have an ability to understand that very well, and if they have capabilities, to translate this understanding into a meaningful development in the future, and provide you with a second opinion about, different, development routes, or some challenge your roadmap. I mean, that's really precious. And yeah, we had such cases in the past, and yeah, that's one of the things that is very much appreciated by health tech product people. So yeah, then we go to what is the next case? The compliance one. Yeah, it's kind of tricky one, and yeah, we had an interesting case when a Swedish startup, like a health tech one, they were really struggling with one compliance issue, and because of that, they couldn't really release their application on Apple Store. So they've been basically arguing with them for quite some time, and after like a couple of weeks of research, like we just helped them figure out that it was more of a compliance issue. So we just pointed them into the right direction, and so like it took them not that long to fix that and release their app. So pretty much I think that you wouldn't be probably looking for a vendor with all of the certificates or compliance possible, because it would cost you a coin, because everything is basically in the race that they're providing you with. But at the same time, it's important that they have at least basic understanding of what kind of a compliance that they're dealing with, and how it could affect or influence the hiring process, etc.
Yeah, like I totally agree. The main thing here is to check whether they know what it is and they understand how it works, and that already could be enough. Of course, depending on your product and your idea, that could be enough to go with this vendor. Okay, and I think the last one for today. Budget friendly doesn't mean the cheapest. A sustainable partnership might mean paying more for a vendor that meets your criteria. And it's always a trade-off with cost and quality. Yeah, so based on our experience and working on different clients and RFPs, preparing the most budget-friendly solution is not like a mandatory for you to win this. Sometimes it's about your view on things. Sometimes it's about sustainability or about your approach towards the development. It could differ, and you might not be the cheapest one, but you can fit perfectly. And same applies to when you're choosing a vendor.
Totally agree here. Sustainable partnerships might involve higher costs for just better quality, but not necessarily. Well, if you have rock stars in your procurement, you can, basically decrease those costs, but please don't overdo it, because vendors also, have their margins in order, to keep everything running at a service level that they commit to. Yeah, I also wanted to say that one size doesn't fit all, and with your business, with your health tech startup, like you have units, but this is just like our experience that we really wanted to share a few snippets from our past history of engaging with health tech startups, and hopefully it was helpful. So yeah, we can go to the summary slide once more. So yeah, you can see the criteria that we try to highlight on today's call, and yeah, as a small bonus, as Sasha mentioned before at the beginning of the call, we would like to share an RFP template with you. So it's basically a request for proposal template. Like we have come across many different versions and kinds of RFP requests. Yeah, we have seen something. And like from a vendor side, we also understand, I mean, what is the most, usable, readable, comprehensible version for us. So we kind of tried to combine, both points of views in this RFP template. I mean, it includes all of the criteria that we have mentioned and beyond. It's just like a template that could potentially help you, formulate your needs and requirements to a vendor that you're looking for. You tailor it to your needs. You send them out to vendors that you have shortlisted, and that hopefully saves a bit of your time. So yeah, feel free to scan the QR code, and yeah, you can access it.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for joining us today.
Well, thank you
much.
guys. Thank you, but don't go anywhere because we have a Q&A session. And I don't know what was your one word that described your mood at the beginning, but mine right now it's insight, really. So thank you for this insightful conversation. And as I was saying, we are moving on to Q&A session. While you are scanning QR code, we've got a few questions while you were talking. And also who are viewing us right now, you can write your questions in the comment section and we will answer them. So the first question that was, I'm going to read them to you, that speaking of sustainability, what are the ways to check if a vendor is true to what they preach and not a greenwasher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very good question. I think first thing that you can check is actually like the history of their, sustainability activities and sustainability reporting. If it, really spans beyond, it has become a hype. If they have been, reporting, their sustainability efforts for quite a while already. I mean, there are some organizations that, were funded not that long ago, but yeah, well, you can, really see if the sustainability is at a core of their organization, if this is something that weaved into their mission and vision. And yeah, of course, some tangible data that they provide in the sustainability reporting, ESG reporting. This is something that you can definitely take into account. Maybe, yeah, if a vendor is really bragging about some green coding practices, you can really ask them to tell you a bit more about the expertise and experience that they had with green coding. I mean, some metrics that they can potentially share on how efficient the green coding practices that they apply, and some internal standards that they follow. So yeah, hopefully that answers. Maybe Mikita, you have something to add or no?
Yeah, I mean, with the common ESG reporting that would be mandatory in European Union in a couple of years, you'll be able to track everything for sustainability matters that was done by a particular company. And also having a sustainable vendor, even right now, is worth having it because, yeah, in the future, I think for big companies especially, that will become a necessary thing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. We've got 2 more questions as for now, but I'm going to stop sharing the presentation so you could see us better. For everyone who registered to this webinar, we're going to send a follow-up email with all additional details and with a link to this RFP template. Yes, and for the next question is, what has been your most surprising insight and or learning from working with telehealth projects?
The telehealth project. Mikita, what do you think? I mean, can we bring something up from our R&D experience with the telehealth app, or it could be something client related?
No, I don't think we can actually tell something really client related, but for our own internal R&D, probably yes. And what I really like and what excited me was actually the motivation for creating this R&D by one of our architects and tech leads. So he was taking care of his grandmother and realized that during like those years there were no such solutions that in a pretty cost-effective way could help him to track the location, to see the health metrics and so on. So he combined his knowledge together with our resources and willing to help for creating the app itself, for like connecting the easy to buy electronic watch that could take those metrics and that can send GPS location and make it secure and then scale it. That was inspiring.
Yeah, that is a that's a great case. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, so like that's again about if I recall it right, the question was about insights, right? So my biggest insight was that the right motivation gives a huge boost to the whole team working on the app. So yeah.
Totally agree.
Great, thank you. And we've got one more. So you can write your questions as well in the comment section. But the last one question that we have for now is they thanked us for helpful information. And the question is, do you offer support with training, tech, or niche expertise?
Yeah, I love this question. When it comes, to training or some, upskilling courses or something. Yeah, we do run Beetroot Academy. Like we offer conventional courses for, upskilling of developers, or whether you decide to switch to an IT profession. So yeah, we have a variety of different technologies that we offer courses at different levels. And yeah, this is more of a for not like for the businesses, but we also have like more of a B2B model where we offer AI courses for companies who would like to have their department to upskill in a specific domain. So we're currently developing this direction. But yeah, this is something that we currently do not offer specifically for health tech. Again, I mean, that requires a very specific domain expertise, to have the courses. But I believe that in the future, by involving subject matter experts, we're gonna have something like that. So yeah, it's a good direction that definitely for health tech. But yeah, when it comes to AI, we have it at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure we won't be able to graduate a doctor after our courses, but for sure we can spread the health tech expertise and domain knowledge, because we know the methodology, how to teach people and how to upskill and reskill them quickly. And yeah, the rest is just the techniques and finding the subject matter experts. Yeah.
Well, thank you. As there are no more questions, I think we'll be going to the official ending of this event part, So thank you all for being here with us today. If you've got any additional questions, just feel free to email to our personal page, and as I was saying, we'll send a follow-up email to all of those who registered. So thank you for being with us today, and of course, a lot of thanks and hugs to our Nikita and Makita for their insightful speeches. Stay tuned in health tech area industry and be safe. Bye.
And
Thanks,
yeah, I
everyone.
really encourage you to check the RFP template. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're happy to address them.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.